Let's talk about some of the stuff that's happened more recently, because one of the things that we know now is that there was some criticism of you and an attempt to present you in a particular light. And I wanted to speak to you about that and see what you had to say about it, because there was this video released. It's an 18-minute video. I find it quite boring and difficult to watch. But basically, if I can represent what is being said about it, and then you can say what you think about it, and correct me if any of my thing is not accurate to what people are saying, right? What I think people are saying is you were walking together with a right-wing group of is it Patriot Prayer, right? Who were planning to attack a bar in which these Antifa people hang out, and you were participating, or at least observing, a conversation in which they were planning this violent attack. And people have used that to essentially say, Andy Ngo is not an objective journalist. What he is someone who hates Antifa, so he records all their violent crimes. But when it comes to right-wing violence, which also does exist, he doesn't record that, he doesn't present that, and therefore he presents a skewed picture. And they've then gone on to say that that's why you left Quillette. So tell us about that.
Yes, so I left Quillette a week before this latest controversy broke out. It was a mutual decision. I'm moving on to other projects. I'm going to be working on a book. Just don't have time to continue to be working with Quillette. And it's been a great experience there. I'm very thankful for the time that I've had there. Those who dislike me use that as we're trying to link it with the latest outrage, this video that's come out that some headlines describe as damning and has fueled very serious accusations against me. Actually, I think criminal accusations of criminality, in that I was party to a violent criminal conspiracy or had knowledge of it that withheld it from the authorities. It's absolutely all untrue. It's rubbish. This video, I actually encourage everybody to watch it. It's kind of like watching paint dry. It's 18 minutes. So that was recorded on the 1st of May, 2019, May Day. There were a series of demonstrations throughout the day. I had been documenting it. It was early in the day that I had been punched in the abdomen and sprayed with silly string. And so that happened all before this video started. There was a right-wing demonstration where they were holding flags over a bridge. And after that was over, they were milling around the street and walking around. I was just following them. It was really uneventful. It was actually quite boring. I was looking at my phone, which you can actually see in the video, one, to see how the other journalists had covered the protests from earlier in the day, see if there's anything else that I missed, because it was happening at different parts of the city. And I was trying to see if anybody had caught video of me getting assaulted. So that's what I was looking at and concentrated on. I only heard snippets of what these people were talking about, and none of it to me was interesting. It was like, where are we going to go? Is anybody else joining us? What's going on? So I didn't record that. It wasn't, and mind you, I need to point out, I wasn't the only photojournalist that was there. There were 3 other people, including a local left-wing journalist, by the way. So none of us found any of this interesting. There was at one point where people have said, some of the headlines have been completely false, demonstrably false if you watch the video, saying that I laughed while people were planning an attack. I never laughed in the video. There's at one point where I did give a faint smile. I recall them saying something about how they were really outnumbered. And I was just at that time thinking about, this is what, they're always outnumbered 10-1 if they're lucky. This is the futility of their demonstrations in progressive Portland. And that was spun as me being approving or supportive of whatever happened next. And I don't think it was apparent to any of us there what was going to happen next, because even this video, who was recorded by an undercover Antifa activist, someone who had been undercover for 2 years, and this is like the climax of his work, right? One, it was selectively released in that he doesn't show any of what happened actually at the Antifa pub that was hosting the Antifa party. Doesn't show any of that, and that was where I was seriously assaulted there as well. And so he levied accusations against me anonymously. It's an unverified, well, one is an anonymous person, so it's an unverified source, and the fact that this he was interviewed and it went on a left-wing blog called the Portland Mercury, which is also a paper. And, you know, it's like this whole, like watching myself being smeared in real time and made into somebody I'm not has been really fascinating and kind of surreal. It's like seeing how it's a game of telephone almost. It's like, and all the players are, you know, the writers at HuffPo, Vox or Vice, and then all the Twitter checkmarks people who are kind of part of the same left-wing, scorched earth, partisan, ideological writers. And it's just like, oh, somebody said Andy was laughing when Andy's laughing in a damning video. Let's repeat that in the headlines. And over. And it just, you know, they really depend on people not watching it. What happened next in that video is that, well, I went to the bar and actually in the interview with this anonymous Antifa activist, he stopped recording at one point, not to call the police, but to call the people at the Antifa party. You know, so if he was really witnessing a violent criminal conspiracy, I wonder why he didn't call police. And this video footage, even at the very end of the interview, he said he didn't realize what he had caught until some time later before releasing it. So it wasn't apparent to him, and he was right there talking to the people, and I was walking around the area, sometimes close, mostly far away, as well as being concentrated with things on my phone, okay?
So just to be clear, what you're saying is at no point did you feel that these people were about to go and attack someone in a bar?
I didn't have a full picture that would have led me to that conclusion, correct.